Dr. Saab, just picking up on something that Imam Saab mentioned about those who are sick or unwell are not required to fast. Often you have people, for example, diabetics who might say, well, it's just an ailment that I have to live with, and am I still permitted to fast, or should I be fasting? That obviously these issues sometimes arise. Is there a hard and fast rule in this regard?
Not in that case. I mean, in every medical condition, obviously one is more aware of their own condition rather than somebody else who is advising them, apart from maybe their medical practitioner. So there are many ailments whereby the person who may be sick is well aware of his own condition and knows whether he is able to fast or not, or whether he has medication that he can adjust around the times of the fast so that he can still continue to fast. But the best policy for that person is that they must seek advice from their regular medical practitioner to make sure that they are not going to injure themselves in that way, health-wise, so that they are able to fast. For instance, diabetes is a very common ailment, especially amongst Asians in the United Kingdom. And there are many different levels and types of diabetes. And there are some that are controlled by diet alone, there are some that are controlled by oral medication, some by insulin. So maybe in the categories that are controlled by diet alone, then they are able to control their diet, in fact, in a better way while they are fasting, that they take the sahri, and then at the time of iftar they can eat regularly again. But everybody knows his own body well, and they must obviously take that into consideration. If they feel that they are not able to fast because of their medical condition, they feel weak, they may become hypoglycemic during the day, then obviously then they should take use of the facility that Allah has provided for them, and therefore they should not fast. So no hard and fast rule. Everybody knows his own self better than anybody else, and they must decide for themselves in that respect.
I think what Dr. Saab has just mentioned may not be taken by some people that, well, we know our condition better, therefore we have to decide. So because in many cases, I think you may come across certain people who may say that, well, I'm fit for fasting. Otherwise, he's carrying a load of medication to be taken at a regular interval throughout the day. So they are skipping their medication in order to put all the hardship upon them so that somehow they may be able to observe fast. That is against the spirit of Islam. So as it has already been mentioned in the program, that it's not by force that we can please Allah Almighty. By coercion, we can say that, well, I must fast. That is the only way of pleasing Allah Almighty. Actually, it is the pleasure of Allah Almighty, whether by fasting or by making use of the provision given by Allah Almighty. If Allah Almighty, who knows everything and who knew everything, if He has mentioned in the Holy Quran that the people who are sick, they are for that period they are exempt from it. So Allah Almighty knows that there could be certain conditions where it may be too much for the people to go through the practice of fast. So therefore, the best advice I would generally like to give is that in case of sickness, instead of becoming your own physician, which could be a dangerous thing in many cases, the best course is people should go to the doctor and present himself and the case with the symptoms and what he feels honestly to the doctor and get the advice from doctor. There may be certain situations in case of one person, doctor may say that, yes, it is right for you to go observe fast. For the other person, he may not be, because it depends on the condition. And the decision can be taken best by the doctor, not by the person who is suffering from that ailment.
In this regard, the Holy Quran has also said, Yuridullahu bikumul yusra wa la yuridu bikumul usra. Allah desires ease for you, not hardship.
Jazakallah, Baja Sahib. Just to remind viewers, if you would like to participate in future programs, we are open to your questions. You can email your questions to us at faithmatters@mta.tv, or if you prefer, you can fax us, and the fax number is the international dial +44 208 687 8037. Imam Sahib, returning to the topic of Ramzan and how to maximize benefits from this blessed month. One topic that is often discussed amongst Muslims is that, and perhaps there is a perception that Ramzan or the daily fast is not complete if one does not offer Tarawih prayer. And yet at the same time there are large Muslims who maybe do not offer the Tarawih prayer but focus more on the Tahajjud prayer in the morning. Could you perhaps explain what the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat viewpoint is on this subject?
Well, the thing is that we should take according to the fixed priorities by the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So far as comparing Tahajjud and Tarawih together is, one thing is definite, that the Tarawih prayer is in no way a substitute for Tahajjud prayer. The real prayer which the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam followed throughout his lifetime and which has been mentioned in the Holy Quran specifically, that is the Tahajjud prayer. And this was the prayer which the Holy Prophet ﷺ was very particular, and regularly throughout his lifetime he observed that. And according to the established reliable traditions, every day he used to get up early in the morning and offer 8 rakats of Tahajjud prayer in parts of 2, groups of 2, 2 plus 2, then 2 plus 2, like this, 8, and followed by 3 rakats of fitr. This was his normal routine, established routine, which has been mentioned by Hazrat Aisha Siddiqa radhiyallahu ta'ala anha and also by other wives. So this is the most important thing, and that carries the maximum reward and benefit according to the Holy Quran and according to the Hadith that is there. Now Tarawih prayer is something which was initially, it is mentioned, it is there in Hadith, that it was started in a way that the Holy Prophet ﷺ came, and the Sahaba was also there, so he led the prayer during the Ramzan. So after conducting it one day, next day the more people came. The third day the mosque was full and it was overflowing there. So when he felt this, then he discontinued that one. So he did not continue with this Tarawih prayer at all like this. Later on, during the period of Hazrat Umar radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu, who was a Khalifa of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he thought that while the people are offering the prayer separately here and there, alone, singly in the mosque, why not they should get together and offer, and somebody should recite the whole Quran before them. So that is how it started. So it is a tradition of the Khalifa of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As such, it says, carries all the respect and honor. But it should not be taken in this way, as sometime wrongly it is taken, that people become too much particular about the Tarawih prayer. So much so that some of them, they believe that if we don't offer the Tarawih prayer, our fast is incomplete. That is totally wrong. That is not the way. It is actually meant for those people who can, on top of the Tahajjud prayer, also would like to join the Tarawih prayer, an additional prayer, additional Nafil prayer, and have the benefit of somebody reciting the whole Quran, 1/30th of the Quran in one night, because listening of the Holy Quran is also a sunnah of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was revealed upon him, but he occasionally used to ask his companion, please recite something to me. To listening the Holy Quran by a Qari, by a Hafiz in a melodious voice is also a great enjoyment and benefit as well, because those who know the meaning, they can also follow the subject mentioned therein. So it is very good for people to join, but not at the cost of missing the Tahajjud prayer. If they are very sure that they are going to observe the Tahajjud prayer, well and good, then of course they should be most welcome and they can do it. So this is the comparison we have to very clear. I mean, it is good thing, but not it should be done in that way that without that the fast is not complete, and moreover we should just do that one and forget the Tahajjud, which is much more important than that.
Yes, that's how you said that what is the practice of the Ahmadiyya Jamaat in this regard, how we see all these things. So I would like to say that Ahmadiyyat is nothing but true Islam. And as the Holy Quran says, in kuntum tuhibbuna Allah fattabi'uni, that if you love Allah, then you should follow the example of Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So whatever we do, always see the sunnah of Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And in this regard, as Imam Sahib has explained, that what was the practice of Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Throughout his life, he was offering Tahajjud prayer. And as far as the Tarawihs are concerned, they were started in the time of Hazrat Umar radhiyallahu ta'ala, as we are doing in these days. So we do not undermine the importance of Tarawih, because that also has some benefit there. Because after all, people are listening to the Holy Quran. This is a very good opportunity which is provided. And the Holy Prophet ﷺ also said, Alaikum bi sunnati wa sunnatul khulafai rashidin wal mahdiyyin. It is incumbent upon you to follow my sunnah and the sunnah of my khulafa, upright successors. So because Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala is also a bright successor, and he started a good practice in Islam, and in fact it has encouraged people to memorize the Holy Quran so that they can lead in the Taraweeh prayer. Then it has provided the opportunity for millions of people to listen to the Holy Quran. So we should take benefit from both of them. Try, if possible, we should attend the Taraweeh prayer, and also we should offer Tahajjud prayer, but not at the cost of Tahajjud prayer. Tahajjud prayer is first, because that was done by Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa throughout us.